Good afternoon, everyone. As the continuation of the last reporter, we are the group 4 and we're going to tackle about what is a vision statement, why do you need a vision statement, and etc. So what is a vision statement? A vision statement provides a word picture of what the organization intends ultimately to become, which may be 5, 10, or 15 years in the picture. A vision statement is not limited to a business organization and may also be used by non-profit or governmental entities. A vision statement is a company roadmap indicating both what a company wants to become and guiding transformational initiatives by setting a defined direction for company's growth. So what is the difference between mission and a vision statement? A mission statement and a vision statement have different purposes. A mission statement describes an organization purpose and answer a question, what business are we in and what is our business for? While a vision statement provides to teach a direction and describe what the owner and founder want to achieve in the future. A vision statement can be an employee dissatisfier when staff feel that company's vision is filled with business buzzword unrelated company services or when the vision doesn't match day-to-day company policy. For example, a vision statement that includes root cause problem solving while managers are rewarded for fixing problem quickly rather than resolving systemic issues. Do you need a vision statement? Virtually every organization in every industry has a vision statement. A vision statement is important to a company because it serves as a strategic plan for success. It can act as a guide when employees encounter challenges. Also, vision statements help motivate employees to work toward shared goals. The risk of not writing a clear vision statement is that it gives your company the potential to veer off course. Veer off course is to begin to go in the wrong direction. Without a vision statement, it becomes easy to veer off course. Everyone in the company can so easily lose focus of the goals and priorities. John Coulter notes 3 important purposes served by a vision during a change process. 1. By clarifying the general direction for change. The vision simplifies 100 or 1,000 of more detailed decisions. 2. The vision motivates people to take action in the right direction, even if the initial steps are personally painful. Last but not the least, action of different people throughout the organization are coordinated in a fast and efficient way based on vision statement. Regardless of the size of your organization, a skillfully created vision statement not only describes what you are attempting to accomplish, but will serve to inspire all the employees to join you in meeting the challenges that lie ahead.
Everything covered in this chapter is crucial to an organization and its balanced scorecard endeavor. The vision, on the other hand, may be the most important component since it serves as a link between the mission's purpose for existing, the values, and the strategy that will be implemented to achieve the desired future state. Without a clear and compelling vision to drive all employees' actions, the organization may find itself with a disorganized workforce that is unable to profit from any strategy they put in place, no matter how well-intentioned it is. So some of the characteristics of an effective vision statement are as follows. First is concise. The very best vision statement are those that grab your attention and immediately draw you in. Oftentimes, simple visions are the most powerful and compelling. So it is important that the vision statement is concise, free from any unnecessary words. It is simple yet impactful. In that way, it can be easily comprehended. Next is appeals to all stakeholders. The vision must appeal to everyone who has a stake in the success of the enterprise, including all employees, shareholders, customers, and communities. A vision statement that only focuses on one group will not win lasting support to all stakeholders. That is why it is important to focus not only on customers but consider also those who has taken part of the success of the enterprise. Consistent with mission and values. Your vision is a further translation of your mission and the values of underlying importance to your organization. If your mission suggests solving problems and one of your core values is constant innovation, a reference to innovation would be expected in your vision statement. In the vision, you are painting a word picture of the desired future state that will lead to the achievement of your mission and ensure the two are aligned. Verifiable. Using the latest business jargon and buzzwords can make your vision statement very nebulous to even the most trained eye. Who within your organization will be able to determine exactly when you became world-class, leading edge, or top quality? Write your vision statement so that you will know when you have achieved it. While mission and values will not change, the vision would be expected to change because it is written for a finite period of time. Next is feasible. The vision should not be the collective dreams of senior management, but must be grounded solidly in reality. The vision statement should be possible to do. To ensure this, the organization must possess a clear understanding to the business, its market, competitors, and emerging trends. Lastly is it should be inspirational. Your vision represents a word picture of the desired future state of the organization. Do not miss the opportunity to inspire your team to make the emotional commitment necessary to reach this destination. The vision statement should not only guide but also arouse the collective passion of all employees. To be inspirational, the vision must first be understandable to every conceivable audience. Set aside unnecessary words and focus instead on your deep knowledge of the business to compose a meaningful statement for all involved. Just like Albert Lai suggests that having unified vision and mission statement for your organization allows you to have a benchmark and touchstone for when you have to make decisions for the future. This will help when there are no clear answers or for critical decisions that will fundamentally impact your products and services. So what was mentioned are some of the characteristics of an effective vision statement.
Developing your vision statement. Vision statement is an inspirational statement of an idealistic emotional future of a company which provides concrete way for stakeholders, especially employees, to understand the meaning and purpose of your business. Unlike a mission statement, which describes the who, why, what of your business, vision statement can have on a company long-term success, and even its bottom line is worth taking the time to craft a statement that synthesizes your ambition and mobilizes your staff. So, according to Pay Arnaf Finn, the vision is about your goals for the future and how you will get there, whereas the mission is about where you are now and why you exist. Vision should motivate the team to make difference and be part of something bigger than themselves. So there are two methods for developing your vision statement. The first one is the interview method. It is a process of holding discussions with individuals or groups of individuals within an organization to facilitate. So in developing your vision statement, executive interviews are the key component of this technique, where the executive interviews or these are the higher officials nga naghatag og feedback and also suggestions kung unsay kailangan buhaton para mas mo better ang isa ka company. They also used an outside consultant or facilitator to run the interviews. This is to ensure the necessary information that flows freely in an environment of trust or objectivity. So, the interviews should last about an hour and includes both general and specific questions as well as mix of the past, present, and future-oriented queries. So, here's the typical question may include. First is where and why have we been successful in the past? Second, where have we failed in the past? Third, why should we be proud of our organization? Next is what trends, innovations, and dynamic are currently changing our marketplace. Next, what do our customers expect from us, our shareholders, our employees? What are our greatest attributes and competences as an organization? Next, where do you see our organization in 3 years, 5 years, or in 10 years? And next, how will our organization have changed during that time period? And lastly, how do we sustain our success? The second method is back to the future visioning. It is a process that we call future back due to its distinct method of defining a future state and working backwards in reverse, time-lapse fashion to setting near-term priorities and milestones. This enables you to open the way forward to imagine new businesses and business models for the future that be prototyped and tested today. Yet, the vision statement of the future only serves as the starting point for the process, then moves backwards in time to develop a set of strategic innovation initiatives for the present. Mr. Kaiser explains that I think what leaders have to do is to provide a vision for the future. And what has been remarkable to me is the power of a vision. If you can present that vision to people, either to people inside the organization or have been damaged or people outside the organization who have lost faith in what the organization can do, the power is remarkable.
Vision statements and the balanced scorecard. As discussed in the previous topics, the vision has to balance the interests of all groups and portray a future that will lead to wins for everyone involved. As for the balanced scorecard, it is the mechanism we use to track our achievement of this goal. Moreover, the balanced scorecard is essentially a device that translates the vision into reality through the articulation of vision and strategy. The challenge of making the vision a reality remains critical, and the architecture of the balanced scorecard can be molded to help the organization to just do that. So the relationship of the balanced scorecard to the vision statement, it helps the creation of the vision to be tangible and possible.
What is strategy? The word strategy has several meanings. It depends upon how the people would define it. Some believe that it represents the high-level plans management to lead organization into the future. Some would argue that it rests on the specific and detailed actions you will take to achieve your desired future. It is a tantamount to best practices and a pattern of consistency of action over time.
There are 6 key principles of strategy. 1 is understanding. Leaders must act as teachers and evangelists. To get thousands of people in a large corporation or 5 people on a not-for-profit board moving in the same direction, they must all understand the strategy. How can the implementers of the strategy make sense of the thousands of choices before them if they don't have a firm grasp of the strategy? Number 2 is different activities. Choosing a different set of activities than your rivals, the pursuit of which leads to a unique and valuable position in the market. If everyone were to pursue the same activities, then Differentiation would be based purely on operational effectiveness. Number 3. Trade-offs. Trade-offs is more about the choice of what to do and not what to do. The entire organization must be aligned around what you choose to do and create value from that strategic position. Number 4. Fit. The activities chosen must fit one another for sustainable success. Assumptions about the business must fit one another to produce a valid theory of the business. So activities are the same. They must produce an integrated whole. Number 5 is continuity. Although major structural changes in the industry could lead to a change in strategies, generally they should not be constantly reinvented. 6. Various thought processes. Strategy involves not only the detailed analysis of complex data, but also broad conceptual knowledge of the company, industry, market, and so on. So strategy involves conceptual as well as analytical exercises. In their book Strategy Safari, Alstrand, Lampiel, and Mintzberg offer 10 schools of strategic thought that have emerged in the ongoing practice of management. So these are the 10 schools of strategic thought. Number 1 is Design School, the most influential school of thought and home of SWOT technique, or the strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. Number 2, Planning School. The formal procedure, formal training, formal analysis, and lots of numbers are the hallmark of this approach. So, the simple informal steps of the design school become an elaborated sequence of steps. Number 3, Positioning School suggests that only a few key strategies, positions in the economic marketplace are desirable. Number 3, the Entrepreneurial School. The vision of the leader supplies the guiding principles of the strategy. Strategy formation results from the insights of a single leader and stresses intuition, judgment, and wisdom, experience, and insight. Number 5, Cognitive School, a cognitive process that takes place in the mind of the strategist. Strategies emerge as the strategist filters the maps, concepts, and schemas shaping their thinking. Planning School. Strategists emerge as people, acting individually or collectively. Number 7, Power School. An overt process of influence. This school stresses strategy formation as an overt process of influence, emphasizing the use of power and politics to negotiate strategies favorable to particular interest. Cultural School. Interaction based on the beliefs and understanding shared by members of organization. Number 9, Environmental School. Environment is the central actor in the strategy making process. Number 10, Configuration School. Strategies arise from periods when an organization adapts a structure to match to a particular context that give rise to certain behaviors.
Good day everyone, I'm your fifth reporter, Shenwe B. Ginaldo, and I'm going to report Strategy and the Balanced Scorecard, a critical link. Some organizations question the value of strategy. The vast majority consider strategy a mandatory component of success. The problem is not one of developing a strategy. Numerous options are available for the task as we saw in the previous section. So, here's an example. 3 companies have poor earnings. One decides to revitalize key product lines, strengthen distribution channels, and become customer intimate. How many companies have poor earnings? You get the idea? Deciding and doing are two different things. Thus, the fundamental issue is one of implementation. Translating the strategy into terms that everyone understands and thereby bringing focus to their day-to-day actions. So the Balanced Scorecard provides the framework for an organization to move from deciding into live their strategy to doing it. The scorecard describes the strategy, breaking it down into its component parts to the objectives and measures chosen in each of the 4 perspectives. The Balanced Scorecard is ideally created through a shared understanding and translation of organization strategy into objectives, measures, targets, and initiatives in each of the 4 scorecard perspectives. So, the translation of vision and strategy forces the executive team to specifically determine what is meant by sometimes imprecise terms and contained in the strategy. For example, the word world-class. Since di ba ang word na world-class is gabra ka vague and general. So through the process of developing the scorecard, an executive group may determine that world-class translates to 0 manufacturing defects. So all employees can now focus their energies and day-to-day activities toward the crystal clear goal of 0 defects rather than wondering about and debating the definition of world-class. So since ang world-class lagi kay vogue man, so the executive team decides to translate world-class into 0 defects para di na kibay maglibok ang mga employees kung sa kanila goal kada adlaw. Using the Balanced Scorecard as a framework for translating the strategy, these organizations create a new language of measurement that serves to guide all employees' actions toward the achievement of the stated direction. So a key attribute of strategy formation is performing a different set of activities than your rivals. By choosing a distinct set of related activities, you have the opportunity to create unique value propositions for your customers and thus separate yourself from competitors. These activities must be reflected in the Balanced Scorecard, which should parallel the strategy. In other words, if you wish to distinguish yourself by engaging in a series of activities aimed at creating customer intimacy, then your Balanced Scorecard should reflect this strategic direction. So, di ba nangyayon na if we create or perform uncertain activities that will make us unique and separate us from our competitors, then these activities should be reflected in the Balanced Scorecard. Kaya if na-reflect mo sila sa Balanced Scorecard, then dili na din mo tunga ang 4 perspectives, which is the objectives, measures, targets, and initiatives that will drive into strategy. Kaya diba ganyan sila na ang Balanced Scorecard should be a parallel to the strategy. But what if dili sila magka-parallel? Then, you must use the Key Performance Indicator Scorecard. Kaya naman, ang problem mo diri if reflect ka sa imo Balanced Scorecard, even though na sakto siya sa 4 perspective but dili siya parallel or align sa imong strategy, then ang problem ini is dili mo gud ning madali-dali ang Balanced Scorecard. You cannot harness the true power of Balanced Scorecard without a strategy driving its construction. So kabali, need yun nimo ng strategy. Dapat yun align ng imo strategy sa imo Balanced Scorecard. So according to Kaplan and Norton, sum up this subject very well. The formulation of strategy is an art. The description of strategy, however, should not be an art. If we can describe strategy in a more disciplined way, we increase the likelihood of successful implementation with a Balanced Scorecard that tells the story of the strategy. We now have a reliable foundation. Because the Key Performance Indicator or constituent scorecards lack the ability to align an entire organization around a set of complementary themes that drive the organization toward its overall vision and mission. Instead, they often reflect a number of good ideas that lack a coherent story or direction. The balanced scorecard and strategy truly go hand in hand. So, dapat yun ang balanced scorecard and the strategy kay always partner gina sila duha. In implementing a strategy, partner yun ng balanced scorecard and strategy. And that would be all. Thank you.